Welcome to the weekly reading with me. I pull 4 cards for the collective. That's you guys, and share messages from spirit with you. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Michelle Stans, fourth generation intuitive medium and coach. I support and guide women to reclaim and manifest the life that they know that they're meant to live. So I'm going to be using today for our cards. I love these. These are Colette Baron Reed's Spirit Animal Oracle. We use that. All that said, if you love this video and you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe because I do live weekly videos and lots of other things. So if you subscribe to this Substack, you'll receive notifications when I go live, when I do video uploads. If I can't go live, you will also get a monthly energy report into your email, a monthly note from me, like a little essay of what's going on in my life and how the energy is working and stuff about my journey to Italy. In addition to that, you'll get a daily dispatch note in the note section of my stuff on Substack that you can check out. So you'll get a lot of stuff if you subscribe, which I love sharing. So I'll be sharing the heck out of that. So today, I've been yammering away. I get a little nervous when I do the lives. So basically, this is 4 quarters of the Shiro's Journey. If you're not familiar with Shiro's Journey, I did write a post a few weeks ago on why women need their own Shiro's Journey. So go ahead and check that out after the reading. I'll link it in the description so you can just go check that out. And let's just jump in. I'm going to shuffle these. I'm going to pull 4 cards. One for the field, which is like, how are you arriving here today? What's going on? What's the general consensus for everyone and how they're arriving today? And by that, like how you're feeling, how you're showing up to your life in this moment, for this week. And then what's the truth? What's really running underneath the collective story? What's in the background? What are we doing? What's the vibe going on right now? Which I think a lot of people already know. Then the third card is the shift. Where is the alchemy already taking root? Like, where is it moving to? And what is the collective being called to do with the collective? In which, let's remember, even though there's collective energy, we're not like, there's the collective. That guy over there is causing collective problems because of his energy. Our energy also participates in the collective. So that means that, much like what Gandhi says, if you want to see change in the world, you got to be the change that you want to see. So everything, if we're feeling fear in the collective, that means that we have to start shifting away from fear, which I think is a big deal right now anyway. I could do an entire video on that alone. But anyway, so what's running underneath? What's running in the background in the collective so that we can be really conscious of it and maybe shift how that is. And then what's our next right step for this week? What do we need to do with knowing all of that stuff that we know right now? Okay, so let's do this. Okay. Yes, that makes sense. So, first card is, what energy are we all arriving together with? Regardless of what we're saying, and we can talk about all of the things that we want or we say we're going to do and all that kind of stuff. What energy do we need to be aware of that we need right in this minute? And that is bear spirit. Take time out. Brown bear spirit, specifically brown bear spirit. And we have to remember, brown bears, back here in Tennessee where I live, there's always stories of bears wandering urban areas because we're encroaching on their stuff. But anyways, but take time out. And I want to speak to this really quickly because human beings have this thing where even when we are exhausted, especially in America, and this is one of the reasons why we're looking at retiring in Italy, because if we're going to retire, I don't want to retire in a place that's, I know you're retired, but you need to do more shit. Oh, I swear if you're new. And one of the things that I have personally been working on is learning to create space in my day, every day, to check in with myself and be like, okay, do I need to go take a nap? What do I feel like I want to do right now? I also want to bring up the fact that the new moon in Aries that happened on Friday, that was a lot for all of us. Lots of fire in 6 planets. It was like, you probably felt it. It was super intense and a call on levels upon levels of levels to really tap into who you are, what you want, and not what you want in context of other people, of society's need, of any of that stuff, but more in a context of just you, like literally outside of all of the programming. And when you start to think about it, initially, you might be like, oh, there's these things that I know for sure are things I want to let go of. But then you start going deeper. What are things that society asks of women? And I think if we all think to that scene in the Barbie movie, if you've seen it, where America Ferrera goes on and on about all the crazy contradiction women are expected to embrace, embody, and make happen all at the same time. And I think we're all at a space where that's not, no. So that I think was coming up, especially since we're age of Aquarius, divine feminine rising, all that kind of stuff. And that planet pileup, everything going on in the world that is low vibrational Aries. We'll just call it that. That aside, how we change things is to go into our own individual journeys and do this stuff. So taking time out as we wane off of that new moon energy, because it's a kind of today, I think, is the first day outside of that. Yeah, because it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yep. So today, Tuesday, if you're watching this on Tuesday, if you're watching it later, it's still the same thing. But that waning energy of fire is really important for us to step into and to take time out, and be like, what just happened? What really just happened? So that we can then decide, where do we want to go? And so the truth of this is upside down porcupine spirit, which is time for beginner mind. I'll explain this in a minute. But first, I'm going to talk to you about upside down cards. So if you're new to me, if you're an OG to my reading, whether you're here on Substack, YouTube, or in person, or on Zoom, upside down cards in Michelle's land is not, oh my gosh, go hide your kids, hide your wife. It literally means when I pull this card and it's upside down, that either I didn't know that, I forgot that I knew that, or I knew that and I don't want that because I'm being a whiny baby. In this instance, I really feel like, we forgot that we knew that it was okay to do this. And some of you may not think about it at all. And so this is a reminder about beginner mind. So the truth is, what's really running underneath the collective, we all are trying to do things. I think we're like, oh, I'm years old, so I know how to do all this. I know how to do this. But look at the energy. If you've been watching or reading my stuff, or any other person out there that is either connected with spirit like me, I follow astrology as well, like regular astrology. I know there's many brands of astrology. I have loads of friends who are accomplished astrologers in various modalities of astrology. And it all seems to me, and of course I'm friends with other woo psychic individuals and we all have little chats, but it's all the same thing where it feels like I'm X years old. I should know how to do this lunch thing. But what's causing the stress is the breakdown of a lot of systems and structures in our world, in our everyday life, and how we navigate things, in going to the grocery store, the stuff that like the prices being up. It used to be like things were a lot easier and all this stuff. And I don't want to fearmonger because that's not what I do here. I'm just using example. But saying to yourself, maybe like what we've done, and I'm excited. I feel like I'm doing it not so much from, oh my gosh, the prices of vegetables are going so sky high. It's not like that at all for me. I just noticed, I'm like, oh, that's causing a little pressure. Okay, what within my control can I do? And I'm like, last year I planted this really awesome garden. I found a hookup for organic plants and I don't have to do them from seed. And that's awesome. And it helped their family. And it's not run by Home Depot or Lowe's or some other big box. And no, I'm not throwing shade at either of those places. I love them. They're great for other things. I go there all the time. I'm just saying, I personally, my first choice is to try and find local folks that are like me, who are also in business for themselves, doing whatever I need and supporting them as they would support me. I was excited. I found a family that they do organic practices and they have all of these great medicinal herbs and vegetables that we love. And so we bought a bunch of raised bed last year, and the in-laws they went ahead and gifted us a bunch of dirt. It was funny. They're like, "You want dirt for your housewarming gift?" And we were like, "Yes, we want lots and lots and lots of dirt." And so my beginner mindset was, I'm going to start to be a gardener. I'm a kitchen witch person. I am not a hedge witch person. I have friends, but that I ask questions to, but I am not. This is purely to support the kitchen witch habit, to do this and to do it in a cost-effective manner at the end of the day. So I say all of that to say beginner mindset, big deal, because I feel like right now we all are having this moment of, I should be right and I should know this and I'm an adult and why are there's this resistance around change. And I get it. Humans don't like change. We just don't. We like to run about our business kind of mindlessly and not rock the boat too much. And we don't like shifting ground. I'm an earth sign. I live with another earth sign who's more earthy sign than me. And we don't like the idea of shifting sand. And that's okay. The fact is that you can be a little whiny about it for a minute, but if you want to get moving, the fact is that you have to go, okay, this is what's going on. What can I do within my control? Beginner mindset. Be okay with saying, I'm X years old and I'm today years old and learning how to garden. I'm today years old and maybe I need to make a change that is going to align with my sole purpose while living in the current environment. So that's the truth that is the undercurrent, the underneath the collective story. So it's take time out, but maybe we have to look at it from a new perspective because we've been fed a line of crap that's about how we all have to be busy all the time. It's a badge of honor to walk in and be like, oh, I'm on my 6th cup of coffee because I only got 2 hours of sleep, but I'm here and look at me push it through. No, I'm sorry. We don't do that anymore. Humans can't do that anymore. And this is another one. This whole reading is really about surrender. The shift that we're being called to step into and claim is surrender. It's Moss Spirit. That's the 3rd card, Moss Spirit. So this is all really about stepping into the surrender of what is. And a lot of times what happens when we want to manifest something else, we spend so much time on griping, resisting, and bitching about what is. And why can't it be different? And why can't they do this? And why can't the people that are in charge do this? And why can't they do it my way? And then I would be happy. And I don't know if you're old enough or you're young and you've discovered, like Wayne Dyer's talk about, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And he was very big on, if you keep wanting other people to change, so then you'll be happy, you're putting your happiness externally. And that is never going to serve you, because even if you're with someone who makes you so happy, like they've never had a fight with you and everything's great, the fact is that if they go away, there goes your happiness because it's not within you. So number one, you got to find your happiness within you, which means we got to surrender to all this stuff. We have to be in beginner mindset. We have to take time out so that you can remind yourself that you need to be in beginner mindset. It's not surrender like a waving a white flag. It's surrendering from the fact of this is what it is. It is what it is. Most powerful statement next to I choose or I am. It's saying it is what it is. Next step. Because once you say it is what it is and you're not fighting against it anymore, you're not resisting. And what resists persists. And once you let that go, you have choices. That's your superpower. And number 2 part of surrender is surrendering all of that. Like when you're like, I just can't, I don't know, why can't it? Let it go. And by let it go, it doesn't mean you're condoning behavior. It doesn't mean you're agreeing with the behavior. What you're saying is, I'm going to package this up in a basket. I'm going to give it to source, God, whoever your deity of choice is, the universe, whatever. And being like, you handle this because I obviously can't control it. So you handle this and I'm going to surrender all of this stuff to you. Okay. And then, so perfect. This is so good. Once you do that, all of that brain space, that mind space that is taken up with pointing at something and screaming at it to change when it probably won't because it doesn't really hear you. And instead of saying, you know what, I'm attending the circus and I paid the ticket price, but I really think I'm going to leave now, and packaging that up and be like, you You handle this. I'm going to surrender to you. And then remember, because this comes in, squirrel comes in upside down. Again, I think this is I forgot that I knew this. And it's believe in yourself, trust yourself. Notice our little squirrel with his acorns, okay? And the squirrel always is running around looking for acorns. And what are acorns, my friends? They are dreams, they are intentions, they are your stuff. The more time you spend fretting, being pissed off, griping, all of this about what's going on with people that you can't control, like we can go vote, if you're, because the most people are upset with what's going on outside with the people who are in charge. We can vote in an upcoming election. I highly recommend if you are not happy with what's going on right now at any level, go vote for the opposite of what you're upset with. That's how voting works. So that's number one. Number two, if you're having someone, say, in your personal life, a family member, a beloved, a friend who you are seeing do things that you're like, and they come and they grunt to you or it's affecting you, that's where boundaries need to come in. Because otherwise there's resentment, there's argument, you're trying to control them, then they get mad at you. It's a hot mess. Like, again, surrender. Here's your crap. Your stuff is not my burden of responsibility. And that's really hard, especially when you love somebody, but it's the truth. Once you let it go, you can get back to believing in yourself and all of your little intentions, whether it's world peace, whether it is, I want to move to Italy and get my citizenship. Because right now, I'm going to tell you something. This is something that's personal. Right now in Italy, their legislature is trying to write laws to limit the constitutional bloodline laws. And so that's all being fought out in the courts right now in Italy. And I'm very hopeful that I will regain my ability through my relatives to participate in that via the Constitution, the way it was written in 1948. And right now, there's question there. So I'm still in the midst of collecting documents. I'm still doing that 'cause it's challenging to find a lot of these earlier documents that I need. So I'm in the midst of that. So I'm hoping by the time I'm ready to submit, all of this is settled. Other people have pushed everything through the courts and everything. Now there's precedent for the Constitution holding as is. And I could sit here and every time I see a report about it, gripe and complain and why can't they just do this? And does that help anything? It doesn't help me get what I want. It doesn't help me at all. What helps me is focusing on having all the things that I need to pursue it when it happens. So my intention is it's going to happen one way or the other. And it means whether I need it now or whether I need it later, I'm going to continue to act as if people think when you act as if it's like for manifesting, oh, I want $1 million. I'm going to act like I have it and go spend wildly. No, that's not. I'm acting as if what I want is waiting for me in the future. So that means I'm taking steps that I need to take. That means acquiring the documents that I need to require, getting them apostilled or apostilled, however you say that, getting them translated, packaging the whole thing up so it's ready to go the minute that a decision comes down. Or I'm applying for a visa because I probably need several of those things anyway. So all of that stuff is in line with where I want to go, not griping about all of the stuff going on right now. So again, that's what it is. And believing in myself that my dreams not only are valid and they're worth something, but that I have the ability to work towards them and take the inspired action I need to make them happen. And to trust myself and trust myself, my connection to spirit, me being an extension of Source Center, to trust myself that I can do this. So this as a whole thing where we're talking about what is the collective energy, like the collective messages, take time out, take the pause today, tomorrow, Thursday, maybe the beginning of Thursday, take time out, maybe journal about how you felt over the weekend during the new moon. It was big. So take some time out and really ponder that. And then when you realize, oh, these are the things that were shared with me, this is what I realized. Then remember, beginner mindset isn't a bad thing. It doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're ignorant. It just means you need to look at things from a new perspective. Like They even came in upside down. New perspective. Then surrender now, meaning let go of all the crap that doesn't serve you anymore. The beliefs, the griping about what is, the hoping that somebody else changes so that you can be happy. Let it go and give it up to spirit. And then again, a reminder to believe in yourself. You are on the path. It's time to take those steps, the inspired action to trust yourself, trust your intuition, your connection with gut, spirit guides, connection with source. You are the extension of the universe, all of this business. Trust that you can get this done. Okay. And stop worrying about, I'm just me and little that. Trust you to get it done. Go vote. Go do what you want to do. Start working towards things, even if it looks like I don't have that money or I don't have that, or where are the people going to come from? Keep working towards what you want and believe in yourself, because these dreams are worth A, having, and B, you're capable of doing. Okay. Let's pull it up. Did I hit everything? I think I did. I hit everything. Yay. That's the reading for this week. Just a quick reminder. This reading was for the collective as a general reading for the week. If this reading resonated with you, if you liked how I went through all that stuff and you want to go deeper into a more personal, private path reading that's expanded, that has way more cards than these and more positions to work through, I want to give you a little heads up that I'm running a special this April, which is about, I don't know, another 7 days or so. If you schedule your session, or if you go and book your session in April, now that means you can schedule it for May, June, July, whatever's open. But as long as you book your session by April 30th, it is $197. After that, it'll go up to $222. So if you've ever wanted to work with me, this is a great way to do that. You get a little special discount because it's a new reading, and it'll help you walk through your personal Shiro's journey to understand what that is and where you are on that right now, and what maybe needs to what transpire next, or what you need to take next steps on so that you have more clarity, courage, and confidence in those steps. So there's that. And what you get with that is the 1 hour on Zoom with me private. You get the recording, you get a picture of your card so you can go back to it all the time. And it's $197 versus $222. As long as you book it before April 30th. I'll put all the links in the description for the replay of this. And other than that, again, if you love this, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you join the community, and you get a whole bunch of stuff when you subscribe as a free subscriber. I love you all so much. Thank you so much, my beloveds, for being here with me today. I'll see you next week, same bat time, same bat channel. And until then, I'll see you in the vortex, and hopefully I'll get this tech thing figured out. But this iPad business isn't too terribly bad. It's vertical, because when I turned it sideways, I was upside down, which is so bizarre. I don't know what's going on. But I will figure it out, and eventually it'll be even more lovely than it is now. But I'm so grateful that I got to jump on live with you guys. I will start maybe using this because I know I can use it now. Hopefully it'll work if I schedule it. And I'll see you soon. Have a great week. Love y'all. Bye.